Hello everybody, my name is Ayal and welcome to Rome Total War Barbarian Invasions, my Franks campaign. Today we're going to leave off by trying to get a bit of a ceasefire going on with the Western Roman Empire, and well, you guess how that works out for you. The AI doesn't really like you kind of trying to ceasefire after you just blatantly attack them, but the reason why I'm doing this is because they're actually starting to build up a massive army on our borders. Right when I say that, they actually leave. So I'm a bit confused. I look at this situation, I'm like, why did they back off? And thus I have a sort of conclusion here. The hordes are here. They're specifically in the Western Roman area anyway, so this makes me nervous for one reason, and in a way glad, because if they're targeting the Western Roman Empire, then that's great. Also, the Vandals are the richest faction at the moment because they're raiding shit, no doubt. So anyways, I go after my the settlement that's by Vichy's Frankie there. From last time, when I took that one settlement of the northern France area, it had the fucking plague in it. And I was like, okay, whatever. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do a bit of a roundabout situation. We're gonna bring that army, destroy, take that settlement, and then go back down. But it actually seems like the Lombardi beat us to it. Seems like they actually won the settlement themselves and took advantage of me hoarding and basically made themselves a bit of a home. That, in a way, is kind of cool, actually. Besides that, a bunch of micromanaging happens. I moved that one army I was building up down in the south there to, in a way, just guard. I'm planning to actually expand with the army just later on here. But realistically, it's just me building up an army, because when you start settling down as a horde faction, it really becomes tough to start to rebuild shit, because you only have a few men left after you horde. Besides that, I take the opportunity to attack the Lombardi, because, well, I won that settlement, and they kind of just took advantage of it only being rebel. Anyways, they end up leaving it, and they look like they're going for the Western Roman Empire anyways. That is pretty much a good thing. Hopefully that stays. But knowing them, it's a small force anyways. I could deal with it. But yeah. Anyways, I try another little ceasefire with the Western Roman, because see if I could expand up north a bit. But nah, they were not interested. I go try to check out the Goths with my diplomat, but I can't find them. So that is unfortunate. Anyways, the Lombardi come and try to stop the siege happening, basically stand nearby, and they actually align themselves with the Western Roman Empire. They have a bit of an alliance going that I think is absolutely hilarious. They only did that because I attacked them. But hey, I have a huge army. Most of them are mercenaries, but it's just a huge army. I kind of understand that. Fuck, an enemy of my enemy is my friend type of situation. So I send a bit more reinforcements to that army, do a bit more micromanaging. Nothing really much happens. I don't know why I didn't leave this out. It seems quite weird. Yeah, usually I cut this stuff out. Anyways, besides that Western Roman army decides to meet me without a general. I think it's very odd. But they decide to say, hey, we have big balls, we're about to attack you, in a way. So I start off with the siege of, I actually have no clue what the settlement is called, something, I don't know. It's Ostia Torosum or something like that. I'm really bad at naming settlements in this game. I probably butchered that like a motherfucker. But anyways, as you can see, it was an easy auto resolve, able to take that just with a snap of my finger. Not a problem at all. Lombardi end up running with their tails between their legs, and yeah. Sadly, I had to exterminate it. I feel like I've done that a few times. So the population's going to be really low there, but at least they're going to be cooperative, and they're going to start to get used to barbarian invasions. But yeah, besides that, they have a really minuscule army outside there. Besides that, I jump immediately into a different battle here against the Western Roman Empire. I decide to send my cavalry on more or less a flanking maneuver. I end up sending them, I think, on both sides here, instead of doing it on one side, basically trying to break them. But I kind of want to surround them from the back. I generally send my infantry up. They actually position themselves on a hill that I don't know why the AI always gets that lucky hill advantage. It's just, I don't know. That's probably why they position themselves there. This is hard difficulty. They're not the dumbest AI I've ever seen in my life. Besides that, I go for my flank maneuver. I hope to catch the general, and that's usually what I do with this whole cavalry strategy here. They usually place their archers in the back or something like that, so I'm able to easily cut them off. One cavalry unit tries to challenge me on, I think, the right flank there, so 3 horses versus 1, and plus the Western Roman Empire's cavalry isn't the best, so I should beat that. Peasants decide they want to try to mess with me. I route that one unit on the right I was talking about there. Pretty easy. I go target, I think, another cavalry unit with my cavalry. The only thing that sends my way is basically peasants there, and they're not a problem at all. I send my infantry up to meet their infantry. Spearmen, I gotta watch out for them. Generally, my cavalry aren't the best as well. I've had them actually clip on spearmen and rout immediately. It is really annoying that happens, but it does. Besides that, I'm really close to the general there, but I decided to go with the archers instead so I could get an easy route, hopefully trying to get a mass route here. Those spearmen on the left flank end up cutting my cavalry off, and my general specifically, and so I have to basically force my units to pull back in the back there, and hopefully they don't rout. My infantry have clashed now, and generally I am going more or less with flank and like maneuver with them. I have 2 units on one, and I think that one unit in the back there is trying to surround them by the looks of it. Some of my units are already routing. I am taking heavy casualties at this point, and I just go for the general at this point. I am praying that I kill him, and I do instantly. Perfect. That causes a few other units to break, and hopefully I'm able to regather my strength. I pull all my cavalry that hasn't routed yet into the bottom of the hill there. Hopefully able to do that little rally call, see if I get any of them back. Usually after you kill their general, or if you end up regrouping, they come back with less morale, arguably, but still quite a bit. I end up doing a bit of a charge into their Limitardi. I tried to do this because I tried to do this recording multiple different fucking times, but they're not actually called Limitardi, but that's like their name. I just call it Limitardi, like the retard, but Limitard. It's like, it's not tardy, it's Limitati or something like that, something stupid. Anyways, besides that, they go into a mass route, but in my opinion, I think they tried to do a fake route there. And the problem with a fake route is the AI, it likes to do it because it likes to see if it could catch you off guard there. But the problem with fake routing is a fake route can easily turn into a real route very quickly, and that's what basically happens there. I cut it out because it just becomes a mass slaughter at this point. Might as well save some time and energy. Besides that, we're actually heading that army down to Alas, the southern army down to Alasa, or whatever it's called there. And it's very undefended. We basically just screwed that one army over, and it should be basically stealing candy from a baby at this point. The Lombardi had an agent, I think, detected within my settlement. Who cares? They always do that. I end up going actually after that little Lombardi army that was hanging around there. Not really much to say here. They're on the road path. I generally didn't notice this. I thought they were going to be like downhill or like up that weird fucking slope there, but no, they're just on the road. So I go with my cavalry up in the hill and my infantry to meet them as per usual. They send their archers up first. Generally to avoid friendly fire, I think. Besides that, their cavalry seems like they're trying to protect, but when they realize they can't because I have too much, they just charge in. They charge in with their cavalry first, right into my infantry, into my axe halberds, or whatever they're called. Not a good mix there. Yeah. They end up routing. They go with 2 horse units, but I surround their general there, and he's basically finished at that point. Then I go after their archers, and my poor axemen there, they have to suffer with getting chased by cavalry, but yeah, chase the archers out pretty easily. I go after the horsemen that are that are harassing my axemen there. They go for another charge, but they fail miserably because they didn't notice my cavalry behind them. I basically smush them, surround them, and generally this fight is over at this point. They end up starting to rout, and it ends right now. Basically at this point it becomes a mass slaughter, so I end the battle. At this point, I also send my general up and start to build a fort so I don't have to deal with any Lombardi. They'll be more hesitant to attack. Stupidly, I send them out without actually garrisoning the fort, so I actually I actually ran out of movement points for that main army, so I have to send an army from the city there. Not much of a problem. I was just going to send a weak unit anyways. Besides this, it's actually a good time to start dismantling or disbanding some mercenaries, because they're costing me quite the coin, and we're really just earning our income based on raiding. I've realized this on extermination value. But anyways, I take a loss pretty easily. I exterminate as per usual because I just jumped from 2,000 to 7,000 right there. And that's because I earned the majority of my money from raiding, and I kind of want to start building up my economy, so I guess first I need to disband mercenaries because they cost me quite the cash, and I also need to start building up the settlements into my own. Besides that, that is the end of the video there. A very successful video, taking 2 settlements in one and pushing against both fronts. Next, I think we're going to head into Massilia and take that, and hopefully not deal with any problems on the long term. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, like, subscribe, and do all that shit YouTubers tell you to do, and I'll catch you all later.